The next item of business is a debate on motion number 4861 in the name of Stuart Stevenson on Scottish Road Safety Framework. I would invite those members who wish to speak in this debate to press your request to speak buttons now. I call on Stuart Stevenson to speak to and move the motion. Minister, you have 7 minutes.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. I'm delighted to have the opportunity here today to open this parliamentary debate on Scotland's road safety framework to 2020. The framework was launched on 15th June this year. It sets out our road safety vision of a steady reduction in the numbers of those killed and those seriously injured, with the ultimate vision of a future where no one is killed on Scotland's roads and the injury rate is much reduced. An ambitious vision, but one in keeping with the leading countries on road safety in Europe. To support this vision, we have set the first ever national Scottish road safety targets. Expert-agreed targets would need to focus action and maintain the reduction of death and serious injury. We're asking our road safety partners to help us achieve these targets through their own local and organisational contributions. Considerable progress has already been made by Scotland in achieving and indeed exceeding current GB road casualty reduction targets, and I recognise the validity of the Labour amendment, which reflects the achievements of previous administrations. However, the risk of death and injury is still unacceptably high, and more needs to be done, particularly in respect of children, young drivers and rural roads, a matter which the Liberal amendment addresses. The new Scottish targets are challenging, but reflect our focus on driving down fatalities as well as serious injury for all age groups and specifically for children. Of course, we are only too aware that setting targets is relatively easy. Actually achieving them will require enormous effort, cooperation and perseverance. There is a strong commitment to help achieve the targets from our existing dedicated road safety partners, with whom we already have excellent partnership working arrangements. To help achieve the targets, we have set out a range of high-level commitments in our framework. We have already made a start in turning some of our commitments into action with our road safety partners. A strategic Scottish Road Safety Board will meet for the first time in October, with a further annual general meeting in December, which I shall chair. This group is representative of the key delivery partners and will advise on how best to take forward the commitments in the framework. We have committed to match fund the purchase of new roadside breath test equipment with police forces in Scotland by March 2010. This important new equipment will give additional data to help us get a better profile of a drink driver and help inform enforcement, education and publicity for drink drive campaigns. This is of course referred to once again in the amendments before us in looking for the reduction of the limit, a matter which we have consistently supported and which I am pleased to see before the Parliament again today. We have provided the modest support necessary to the Royal Society for the Prevention of Accidents to enable their production of a website for the Scottish Occupational Road Safety Alliance, which was launched on 10 September. This is intended to raise employers' awareness of the need to have a policy on the management of occupational road risk, because of course it is the professional driver as well as the domestic driver who has to be part of the solution. There are a range of initiatives underway to strengthen the safety of children who travel to school on school buses. This includes a new proposed school bus sign designed by Aberdeenshire Council, who are also running a campaign to heighten awareness for both drivers and school children around school bus pick-up and drop-off points. Once evaluated, we will share the results of this with road safety partners in Scotland. We don't see as yet much progress on the idea of banning overtaking on buses, and I do recognise that there are still some significant questions on that subject. But I do think it's a subject we should continue to discuss to ensure that we do not miss the opportunity to pursue something which is thought to deliver some benefits in some other jurisdictions. Route safety groups have been set up for each of the trunk road routes, with participation from relevant road safety partners such as local authorities, police forces, emergency services, safety camera partnerships and so on. Transport Scotland's pioneering patrol service, the Trunk Road Incident Support Service, aimed at cutting jams at some of Scotland's traffic hotspots, has been extended to tackle hold-ups en route to the Forth Road Bridge. All of these initiatives are real examples of road safety partners working together to help deliver reductions in death and serious injuries on Scotland's roads. Briefly.
Brown.
Grateful to the Minister for giving way, and it might be too early to say, but is there anything in the budget that we have just heard that has either a positive or a negative impact on the road safety framework?
Minister.
The budget does, of course, support the objectives of the road safety network. I note the Conservative amendment looks for focused funding on black spots. We are prepared to accept the Conservative amendment, and we expect your benches to engage appropriately to see what we can do in that subject. This framework also signals our willingness, where we have solid evidence to back up our proposals, to advocate more restrictive measures than the rest of the UK. That does not mean we are not joined up on road safety with the UK Government. I think we are working extremely well together, and I had a very warm and supportive letter from Paul Clark after the publication of our framework. I am accepting all the amendments on behalf of the Government. I hope we will have a good debate. We set out a shared commitment to educate and inform, to engineer, to enforce traffic laws. We seek to encourage partnership working, evaluate what works and how best to invest in road safety. But it ain't just about government, Parliament and partner organisations. It's the responsibility of every single road user. I hope we will galvanise us all as politicians of whatever party and as individuals to go safe on Scotland's roads. I move the motion that stands in my name.